Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
More crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Oh my gosh. Grapes. If you haven't been sleeping under a rock, as I always say, grapes just blowing off the charts with a floor price of 0.65. This project is slowly evolving into a beast of a project. There's so many NFTs out there and everyone's just worried about the floor price. Why I got into this project was because of the aggressive building. I saw that these guys had some grand plans. They had, scaled games in the normal world on mobile, and their goal is to scale this IP brand up immensely. And, if you listen to the devs, they constantly talk about bringing value back to the grape holders. And I honestly, this is just really, really great. So one of their announcements most recently, talking about August, there's a third game coming out. This is game 3, Juice Tycoon. And they're just talking about monetizing this. It's an idle game. And the Roblox expansion, and they're hiring, and then everyone's anticipating Grape Coin. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do this, because Ape Coin, associated with Ape, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, mooned at first, and then it's come back down. But the problem with Bored Ape was they really didn't have revenue models behind it other than just the trading and the IP itself. So this is going to be very, very interesting, because these guys, they want to build income streams and reward the holders. So if you're on the main page, now one of the questions I get asked is, how do you stake? Well, let me rewind a little bit. So you get a grape. As long as you don't list that grape, you earn bunches, and then bunches can be used for perks and reveals. So initially all grapes are in crates, and you have to basically spend 30 bunches to get a reveal. Now there's some alpha there. If you get a crate, speculatively, just holding on to it for the reveal, because you can go to the tiers and see there's 17 legendary, and your crate could be one of these legendaries. So there's 3,333 of these, and you get the crate. You can reveal it or not reveal it. I think the alpha is that the unrevealed crates, as this project move along, could really get up there in price. So if you want to get a grape, you're probably going to have to pay a little extra. Right now the spread's pretty close on them. Only 0.01 ETH difference. So you get your grape, and as long as you don't list it, you start earning bunches under the harvest, and then you use your bunches for perks. Now, speculatively, the grape coin's coming. They haven't said how that allocation is going to be, but I think 40% of the total token supply is going to grape holders. So, and then like I said, they just keep expanding the revenue models. There'll be buybacks on the coins, and I guess it just passed legal. But a lot of times a token is a kiss of death. But we'll see. We'll see in this instance. Like I said, they're focused on making this family friendly, and building grapes out as much as possible. So if you haven't checked it out, the Discord is totally good vibes. Very enjoyable to be in it. Everyone's very positive, and I like it. It's a great community. So that's Grapes NFT. And I really myself haven't been in a ton. I did pretty well with the Avenged Sevenfold, the banned NFTs, but other than that, I just really haven't gotten that deep into NFTs, because it takes a lot of time, and there's whitelists and all this monkey business. But this is doing well. I'm not going to make any price projections on what the floor is going to be, but they're definitely bringing value, and the collection is a little more limited than normal 10,000 supply. So, you have to take that into account too. So talking about the market in general, we're just kind of range bound on Bitcoin, 29,237 for historical purposes. ETH still kind of holding steady in that 1,800 range. BNB, you know, it pops up, it pops down. So there's not really a ton going on in general on the market. Over to my elephant money. Oh, yeah, baby. Elephants just continues to kill it. It's going up. Looking at the treasuries. Let's see. Elephant treasuries. We talked about, we had the flippening, which is where the treasury has more elephant token in it than the LP. The treasury is red and the LPs are blue. So basically, constant product math formula, we could be seeing some parabolic action here as we move into, I think it's going to be more in the 175s to 200 range in the treasury. That's when you're really going to see it. But if you chart this out with channels, the channel is narrowing, which basically indicates a change in slope. But you know, elephant's looking really, really good so far. So onto my futures account, 115K. I originally put in 50, and you know, I've got 1,800. I'm rolling once or twice a week. You know, I've took a little divs here and there, had, you know, for whatever. For the most part, I'm just trying to compound this account, make it as big as possible. But futures, there simply is nowhere to go right now. It is the absolute best paying yield farm on Binance Smart Chain, period. You know, there's nothing else that is paying like it is and has solid tokenomics behind it. But futures, totally killing it. 1,738, still very early. And as we've talked about with futures, there is no, it's $1, so there is no appreciative token per se. So it really doesn't matter when you get in. You get in order to compound, you have to put an additional $200 in, and then if you take out, your balance actually goes down like a normal bank account, which is pretty cool. So TVL is sitting at 11.899. My goal is probably in the next 60 to 90 days to get this 200. So, you know, I'm trying to build a max account. It's painful to compound. It truly is. But, you know, I get this baby up to $1 million. That's $5,000 a day. That's, you know, what are you going to, you know, there's not much you can't do without $5,000 a day. So, Elephant Money Unlimited, that's the new NFT project. I got to get on it, man. I only got 4 right now. 4,332 have been minted. It's 1 BNB. Now, what's special about Elephant Money Unlimited NFTs are you earn native token. So outside of reflections, the NFTs are the only way to earn a lot of token. So, you know, with that being said, I have a ton of Elephant already. So, but I am going to DCA into these. I've had some other things go. I've been rolling my futures and stuff. So I have to maybe just let my futures run for a week and then I'll start stack my NFTs. Because once this hits 10,000, the price of the NFTs goes to 2 BNB. The alpha here with this is it pays 1% of the Elephant treasury as native tokens. So without selling the token, it's distributing it to the community supporters. So that's kind of a different setup than, you know, if it sold the token then paid BUSD or something like that. But this is a great way to earn Elephant passively. And right now it's probably getting you more than reflections. But again, it depends on how big your bag is. So yeah, my Elephant bag, let's see, it was like, so it's about 204,000 right now. So not too bad. I'd like to see this at $1 million. So this has just been steadily climbing and has been a great store of value. And, you know, as we said, as people compound in futures, the NFTs sell, all this price action goes to Elephant. And, you know, a big important message is, you know, everybody talks about the parabola with Elephant, but the alpha is you want the yield. You want the yield on Stampede. You want the yield in futures. So, you know, it's kind of basically you're getting everyone to row in the same direction to create an expanding money supply that can pay yield for a long time. And I mean, that's the premise of the system. You know, if this shot up to $1 million next week, that doesn't mean that I just instantly sell my bags and I'm out of the system, because, you know, I'm heavily into futures. I have a very big stake in Stampede. The reason I haven't talked about it is it's not the time to talk about it yet. You know, I did a video on when trunk peg, and ultimately once the treasury gets to, you know, a sizable amount, the governance contracts get turned back up, and then Stampede is printing again. So, you know, I've got close to 1 million trunks. So when people say you forgot about trunk, you know, I want trunk to go back to peg just as much as you do, because then, you know, I'm printing 5,000 a day with trunk. So, you know, that's pretty killer. So, but yeah, that's elephant. Let's see, general stats. Almost 300 million assets under management. So elephant 218 mil. Let's see. Actually, total market cap is 220 million. So do I think elephant's going to go to $1 billion? Yes, I do. I don't say that as a shill. I say that probabilistically with how the system is designed. It is designed to go up, and liquidity attracts liquidity. So, you know, I'll leave it at that. Just getting ready to hit 68,000 BNB. I think the liquidity is the fourth biggest on chain, you know, and I know you've been along for this whole thing and you're like, elephant, elephant, elephant. And, you know, you just have to be patient, and the rewards could be quite handsome. Over to Zen. Okay, so you know Xenify. I covered this in an earlier video talking about swapping on Xenify. So if you haven't already known, is doing their 60-day airdrop. So basically, if you use their aggregators, okay, and you swap, you'll earn some of the airdrop, okay? And that airdrop is distributed over 734 days. So let's just say we got 1,000 tokens. I divide that by 734 days, and it's 1.36. Now everyone's like, dude, it's 734 days. Well, here's something to keep in mind with that. The starting price of XNF is supposed to be $1. So all the trading fees that they're generating during this event are supposed to part or most of it is supposed to go to liquidity. Okay, so if I have 1,000 tokens, I earn $1.36 a day. Okay, so all I'm gonna say is, based on their plan of 100 of starting at $1, this could be some nice passive income. So you'll have the 60 days, then they'll launch the next chain, and then they'll start the burn. So then we talked about this in the video, that you burn your Zen and you get XMF, and then you stake your XNF, and then it generates fees from this. Now, one thing I will say is that some of the slippage on these, it sucks. So that's the only thing that gives me a little hesitation, because it is cool all in one shop, but you know, you do lose a decent little chunk of money. And each time you do a swap, it's 0.005%, and then you build your volume, and then you get your airdrop. So I will say I am actively mining this. And I think when I checked last time, there was, let's see, let me think about this. Hold on. There's 163 active miners on this. So there's not a lot of people. You're not competing with a lot of people, and they give like 20 or 25,000 away a day, and then the end goal is 1.5 million tokens over the 60-day period. Now, again, don't sleep. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as burning Zen, but as regarding this airdrop, I'm not going to say much. Just know that, like I said, I'm taking the risk to mine it, because again, based on their tokenomics, the starting price is $1. I kind of see it as free money, but you know, that's just me. Let's see what else. Zen, pretty much all-time low. So the question is, has this changed my behavior? And the answer is no. As I said, this is a long-term project for me, and I'm continuing my strategy. So, I mean, once these NFTs come, people are either going to A, abandon them, or B, they're going to claim them, and then they're going to keep selling for pennies, and the price will keep going down. But big important thing to keep in mind on this is that when Zen does find its true bottom, okay, it will be very difficult to accumulate large amounts of coins without massive slippage, because I mean, you start injecting money into this and this is just going to go, it's just going to go up instantaneously. So I mean, my strategy remains the same. I minted my initial batches, and then I continue to mint 1 or 2 every month. If gas is too high, I simply just get one on OpenSea, because they're still selling for peanuts on OpenSea, and you don't have to mess with the gas. So to me, that's kind of a no-brainer. But that is still, so my Zen strategy has not changed other than mining on Xenify. And again, I look at this Xenify airdrop as a mining, just like the old days with dice when we'd roll through volume. You're rolling through volume to get the airdrop, to get the token. So I mean, who knows what it's going to do, if it's going to stay stable or what. We'll see. I just know that the tokenomics are set and they're giving out the tokens. So to me, it looks like an easy way to participate. And then maybe I'll burn some Zen, but again, we're still thinking about that. Have to see what kind of volumes they're doing with this before I go jumping in feet first. So a lot to talk about. I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's video. As always, stay safe out there. Like, subscribe. This is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking.
Now